1. Current commission levels for food delivery companies are making it impossible for local restaurants to survive. To set this up, let's take a look at how a restaurant stays alive under normal circumstances. Let's say two people spend $50 at their local Vietnamese joint. Let me ask you, what proportion of the $50 hits the restaurant's bottom line? Well, we need to first consider the costs. The food itself and any packaging involved has cost the restaurant some money. This eats into their potential profit and is called the variable cost. And because we're showing the variable cost as a proportion of an individual meal here, we might call it the marginal variable cost. Now, of course, there are other considerable costs that a restaurant has to bear. These include rent for the property, staff wages, electricity, machine repairs, restaurant upkeep, and generally any cost that they incur to keep the place alive. Now, these are all termed fixed costs, as the costs are unconnected to the individual meals sold. So again, let's consider this fixed cost as a proportion of the money coming in, such that we'll call it the marginal fixed cost. Okay, so what does that remaining yellow bit refer to? You guessed it, that's the profit. And that's what's keeping the owners happy and the business alive. Okay, so let's see what happens when we throw a food delivery service like Uber Eats into the mix. Now, we know that for small restaurants, Uber's likely to take somewhere between 30 to 35% of the slice of the pie. So let's just keep it at 30% to be generous. Clearly, the restaurant is making much less profit on this meal. But in Uber's defense, they might say, hey, well, these sales you're making from us, you were never going to make on your own. We rounded up more business for you, so yeah, you get a smaller slice of this pie, but there's now more pies to share. And there's definitely some merit to this argument for a decent-sized restaurant under normal conditions. But this is anything but normal conditions. Remember this marginal fixed cost? Well, when times are bad, it's going to increase. Big time. And times, my friends, are pretty damn bad right now. Think about it, all that rent and insurance premiums and accountancy and power costs all still need to be paid. Sure, there'll be some concessions offered in some of these areas, but as a slice of the individual's meal, these costs are skyrocketing. So this thin slice of pie just keeps getting squeezed and inevitably will become negative, such that the only way the restaurant can make money is to skimp on ingredients and reduce the variable cost. Something I'm sure you've noticed, even in good times. To make it fair, Uber really needs to cut back on their commission. Ben Fordham from Radio 2GB suggests that a cut of about 50% would be an appropriate level to the commission that Uber Eats makes. And this is being echoed in petitions happening worldwide. Nonetheless, neither Uber Eats or Deliveroo are changing their commission fees at the moment. And the recent incentive of $5 million free advertising inside the Uber Eats platform is only going to funnel people into ordering through Uber Eats. So it's not really solving anything. Let's have a look now at the second reason why you shouldn't be using Uber Eats. Using Uber Eats is bad for the spread of the virus. Many restaurants have opted to create their own delivery options, transferring their wait staff into delivery staff. So you might want to call the restaurant and see if they've got this option available, as not only does this quarantine your money for the restaurant itself, but it also helps protect the spread of the virus as well. Think about it this way. The in-house delivery person for a particular restaurant is just going to and from that restaurant. Uber Eats drivers are moving from restaurant to restaurant, therefore are much more likely to be carriers of any given virus, considering that they're traveling between distinct restaurant communities. And finally, point 3. Using Uber Eats is bad for your wider community. It goes without saying that we're all dealing with some significant financial hardships right now. People are losing their jobs, finding mortgage payments unbearable, and undoubtedly this is going to result in incredible financial hardships for our local and national communities. So why on earth would you spend money where 30 to 35% of the amount you're spending gets sucked out from the community and goes to an international corporation that has billions at its disposal and can easily ride out this pandemic? I'm making this video from Australia, and boy have we been through some shit recently. But wherever you are, your local community needs your money more than Uber International does. It's pretty simple when you think about it that way. But what about the Uber Eats drivers themselves? The delivery people? I'm basically advocating that we forget about them altogether. But in reality, if the restaurants go down, so too do these drivers. Our interest here is to support the local community and support restaurants to keep them alive, such that when this thing blows over in however many months, or fingers crossed, not years, there's a thriving industry for these drivers to come back and contribute to. And there we have it. My name's Justin Zeltzer. I usually make statistical videos, but this one was a little bit more on topic. If you've got any comments or liked it, feel free to subscribe to the channel. And you can check out all of my videos on zstatistics.com. Stay safe, look after each other. Much love to everyone.